If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. Daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. We do not have to visit a madhouse to find disordered minds. Our planet is the mental institution of the universe. I have possessed that heart, that noble soul, in whose presence I seemed to be more than I really was, because I was all that I could be. I am proud of my heart alone. It is the sole source of everything, all our strength, happiness and misery. All the knowledge I possess everyone else can acquire, but my heart is all my own. If I love you, what business is it of yours? A man sees in the world what he carries in his heart. Music is liquid architecture, architecture is frozen music. We know accurately only when we know little. Doubt grows with knowledge. What is the destiny of man, but to fill up the measure of his sufferings, and to drink his allotted cup of bitterness? A person who does not know the history of the last 3,000 years wanders in the darkness of ignorance, unable to make sense of the reality around him. You can easily judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. The greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand as in what direction we are moving. There is nothing more frightful than ignorance in action. If you've never eaten while crying, you don't know what life tastes like. To think is easy. To act is hard. But the hardest thing in the world is to act in accordance with your thinking. Know thyself. If I knew myself, I'd run away. Age does not make us childish, as some say, it finds us true children. I bid the chords sweet music make, and all must follow in my wake. Nothing shows a man's character more than what he laughs at. A person hears only what they understand. I have so much in me, and the feeling for her absorbs it all. I have so much, and without her it all comes to nothing. By seeking and blundering we learn. Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. There is nothing worse than aggressive stupidity. Every day one should at least hear one little song, read one good poem, see one fine painting and, if at all possible, speak a few sensible words. Life belongs to the living, and he who lives must be prepared for changes. I love those who yearn for the impossible. Nothing is so strong as gentleness, nothing so gentle as real strength. Those who know nothing of foreign languages know nothing of their own. At the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you. If God had wanted me otherwise, he would have created me otherwise. Divide and rule, a sound motto. Unite and lead, a better one. Talent develops in solitude, character develops in the stream of life. This is the true measure of love, when we believe that we alone can love, that no one could ever have loved so before us, and that no one will ever love in the same way after us. Love is an ideal thing, marriage a real thing, a confusion of the real with the ideal never goes unpunished. All theory is grey, my friend. But forever green is the tree of life. It's true that nothing in this world makes us so necessary to others as the affection we have for them. Is this the destiny of man? Is he only happy before he has acquired his reason or after he has lost it? Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. It is not doing the thing we like to do, but liking the thing we have to do, that makes life blessed. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. If you would create something, you must be something. Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal. Every reader, if he has a strong mind, reads himself into the book, and amalgamates his thoughts with those of the author. We are never deceived, we deceive ourselves. The suffering may be moral or physical, and in my opinion it is just as absurd to call a man a coward who destroys himself, as to call a man a coward who dies of a malignant fever. Few people have the imagination for reality. Too many parents make life hard for their children by trying, too zealously, to make it easy for them. To be loved for what one is, that is the greatest exception. The great majority love in others only what they lend him, their own selves, their version of him. One never goes so far as when one doesn't know where one is going. Doubt can only be removed by action. The intelligent man finds everything laughable, the sensible man hardly anything. There is nothing more dreadful than imagination without taste. Faust, who holds the devil, let him hold him well. He hardly will be caught a second time. What is uttered from the heart alone will win the heart of others to your own. Who is the happiest of men? He who values the merits of others, and in their pleasure takes joy, even as though 'twere his own. What a torment it is to see so much loveliness passing and repassing before us, and yet not dare to lay hold of it. Night is the other half of life, and the better half. Oblivion is full of people who allow the opinions of others to overrule their belief in themselves. What I possess seems far away to me, and what is gone becomes reality. Two souls, alas, are housed within my breast, and each will wrestle for the mastery there. I treat my heart like a sick child and gratify its every fancy. He is happiest, be he king or peasant, who finds peace in his home. We all of us live upon the past, and through the past we are destroyed. There is no past we can bring back by longing for it. There is only an eternal now that builds and creates out of the past something new and better. How often do I lull my seething blood to rest, for you have never seen anything so unsteady, so uncertain, as this heart. The heights charm us, but the steps do not. With the mountain in our view we love to walk the plains. Every situation, nay, every moment is of infinite worth, for it is the representative of a whole eternity. For a man to achieve all that is demanded of him, he must regard himself as greater than he is. A man's manners are a mirror in which he shows his portrait. Man is not born to solve the problem of the universe, but to find out what he has to do, and to restrain himself within the limits of his comprehension. Certain flaws are necessary for the whole. It would seem strange if old friends lacked certain quirks. It is ever true that he who does nothing for others, does nothing for himself. Beware of her fair hair, for she excels all women in the magic of her locks, and when she winds them round a young man's neck, she will not ever set him free again. Nothing is more dangerous than solitude. Rest not, life is sweeping by, go and dare before you die. Something mighty and sublime, leave behind to conquer time. There are two things children should get from their parents, roots and wings. When we treat man as he is, we make him worse than he is. When we treat him as if he already was what he potentially could be, we make him what he should be. To be pleased with one's limits is a wretched state. If I accept you as you are, I will make you worse. However, if I treat you as though you are what you are capable of becoming, I help you become that. I am amazed to see how deliberately I have entangled myself step by step. To have seen my position so clearly, and yet to have acted so like a child. Nothing is worth more than this day. You cannot relive yesterday. Tomorrow is still beyond your reach. One must ask children and birds how cherries and strawberries taste. The way you see people is the way you treat them, and the way you treat them is what they become. What we agree with leaves us inactive, but contradiction makes us productive. I wish the stage were as narrow as the wire of a tightrope dancer so that no incompetent would dare step upon it. Keep not standing fixed and rooted. Briskly venture, briskly roam. People of uncommon abilities generally fall into eccentricities when their sphere of life is not adequate to their abilities. Mathematicians are like Frenchmen, whatever you say to them they translate into their own language and forthwith it is something entirely different. Everyone is deceived in his hopes, cheated in his expectations. From desire I rush to satisfaction, from satisfaction I leap to desire. The greater part of all the mischief in the world arises from the fact that men do not sufficiently understand their own aims. Every author in some way portrays himself in his works, even if it be against his will. We amuse ourselves painting our prison walls with bright figures and brilliant landscapes. It has ever been my fate to give pain to those whose happiness I should have promoted. They should be ashamed of themselves, all these sober people.